You need to show people on their own example where they're making a mistake. And
Right.
that needs to go bit by bit. You know, what
Yeah.
not many people are talking on LinkedIn, especially people, like you and me from marketing that are talking about like MQLs, that demand generation is what we should do, those kind of things. They don't tell you that you need to get inside the company and work at least a couple of months with a company to actually show them on their own example what are the costs, that some
Yep.
things are not well to do that way, what are the reasons, because you can go to them and you can tell them like, okay, so how many leads do you get? Like
Right.
6,000 leads. Perfect. How many scheduled calls do you get? Like 20. And how many of them you close? Like 6.
Yep.
And they wouldn't get it because it feels like
Right.
6,000 leads. But we next month we may close more,
Right.
because they won't get it unless you go over there and show them like the lead is not just cost per lead. It's actually
Yeah.
somebody who is writing content. You need to employ those people or hire them. Somebody who is running the ads budget, people in sales, attribution
Yeah.
software, like lots of stuff get into that, like, I don't know, 5 to $200 per lead. It's not that.
Yeah.
It's
Right.
much higher.
Oh yeah. Well, especially when you actually run it down and see the closed won, closed lost, or you run it down and you look at how that plays within the entire rest of the strategy. And again, I think there's an element of, what's the value of thought leadership. It's really hard to track in some cases because you don't see that speaking, you've been posting on LinkedIn. So a conference organizer reaches out to invite you to come speak. You get on that stage in front of 500 or 1,000 people. Somebody sees you, shares, goes and does a write up internally of, hey, I went to this conference and I saw this person. Then they go, and again, I'm giving a real example from Atlassian. Then they go and they start using the team playbook. And then they use our products to execute the plays in the team playbook. And it's free for up to 10 users. Well, then it starts to spread. And on that 11th user, it monetizes. Which thing in there was the linchpin in converting them? Well, you kind of needed all of those touch points, right? And sometimes people stay at that free limit. Other times it turns them into they've been using it for years and they love us and they see a job opening and they're like, I've been using this for years. We love this thing, had to apply, right? Like there's so many ways to get that value that it makes sense for us. And again, we do track a number of things and we do try to connect the dots, but at the end of the day, you can't fundamentally point to the one thing that finally converted someone in most cases. And so understanding again how people are thinking and buying, or thinking and applying, or thinking and building